So the first thing we're going to do now that we are actually physically on your site is we are going to look at uploading documents, uploading single documents as well as bulk uploads. How do I remove documents? And we're going to play with views. I am going to change the order of things just a little bit, but these are the bits that we are going to cover in the next few minutes. So we'll be looking at that. We'll be looking at metadata and how metadata is used in your space. We're going to apply metadata to that information that we uploaded. And we're going to talk about check-in and check-out for just a moment. So let's hop over again. Right, so we're going to go to the meetings library. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you both of those sets of steps in order. So first we're going to upload a single document and tag that single document with the relevant metadata. And then we're going to do a bulk upload with a few documents, and we're going to tag those in bulk. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to say upload, and we're going to pick a document to upload. And I uploaded some stuff in here. Oh, there's my test documents. I'm going to take this one, this document 2. I'm going to upload this into my meetings library. Very simple, very similar to what you're using at the moment in your 2013 space. For those of, 2016 space. For those of you who are familiar with that. Now, once you've uploaded the document, you'll see this little section opening up on the right-hand side where it's saying, this file is missing required information. It needs metadata. We need to know what to do with this. So you're going to click on the Edit All button. And that brings up a little form that you can fill in with the relevant metadata. Now, you will notice that some fields are required. They're marked with an asterisk. And you'll notice that other fields are not. So we are going to fill in some fields. We're going to make sure the required fields are filled in, and then we can see what happens from there on. So I'm uploading a meeting document, and I think this should be okay. So the title field I usually use to have a bit more of a descriptive name of the document that I'm uploading. As you can see, it's not a required field. But in this case, I quite like using it. So I'm going to give my document a title. And I'm going to say this is minutes of team meeting. No, departmental meeting. 22 April. Now, the applicable date is a date field that tells you what date is relevant to the document. So if this minutes document that I'm uploading is for a meeting from last week, I'm going to put last week's date in here. If that meeting was held an hour ago, I'm going to leave it as is. This value will give you a default value of today's date, just to make sure that you have a date to reference. And the reason why we have this is so that we can filter and search stuff by relevant dates. So, you might have a report that you write this month, but it relates to last month's labor statistics. So you would put last month's date in here instead of this month's date, so that when you later have to filter on content, it's a lot easier to figure out what content is actually relevant to a particular month and year. Document number we're going to leave out. That's not really relevant for this, for this particular meeting. This is an internal meeting, so I don't really care about a document number for this. You will notice that some fields, like I said, are completed already. In this case, the operational area has been set to human resources. These values can be changed. So if you are uploading a document that relates to perhaps specifically Kloof or specifically, whatever other, maybe specifically relates to payroll, whatever the case may be, you can click on these buttons and you can walk through the tree and assign a different department as as is required. In this case, I'm perfectly happy that this is an HR operational document because it was an HR departmental meeting. The sensitivity label will generally be set to company confidential as default. Once again, you have options. So you can set this to a higher or lower level based on the requirements of this particular team. Then we get to the document type. Now, the document type in this case, it's a meeting that I attended and it's minutes. So I'm going to select minutes from the list. And you can see there are a couple of other options here. You've got attendance lists, you've got meeting notes, like rough notes. Meeting packs would be for things like board packs in this context, or exco packs or whatever the case may be. In this case, this is a minutes document. I'm good with that. Discipline is also by default set to the existing department. Once again, if your context is different and you need to reset that, you have the option to do so and specify a different discipline. If you're meeting with external parties, you can pop in their name there, which will make it easier for you to find that later. And if it's an internal meeting and you want to specifically track that, you have the option to put in the information around the internal people that you're meeting with. Now, for meeting type, I'm going to make this a departmental meeting. And I'm going to save. So I've spoken a huge amount for what is really a very simple piece of work. And once I've done my upload, I can see I now have see the structure of the page has changed. It's updated the view based on the information that I just uploaded. So we have departmental meeting, minutes, and inside there's the document that I just uploaded, and I can see all the metadata on that. Now, why this is cool is the fact that I now have the option to, if I've got a lot of data in here and I'm looking for something specific, I have the option to use any of these columns to actually filter against. So you would have seen I've got the applicable date here that I set to today's date, and it's the library has used that to determine a year and month for me. So I can go and say, give me all the documents from May 2019, or in this case, April 2021, whatever the case may be. So there are a number of filters that you can apply, to this content now based on the information that was filled in. And you can apply multiple filters as well, which I think is quite cool. Are there any questions at this point, or can we move on to bulk uploads and tagging? Everyone good? Great. Okay, so now this is, I always start with a single upload because it's important to understand where the data comes from and, why the data is important to have in the library. But let's be honest, if I have 100 documents to upload and I have to do it this way, I would rather stick pins in my eyes. So we're not going to do that this time. So we're going to do a bulk upload now. We're going to pretend that we've got a whole bunch of documents that we need to upload that relate all to the same meeting, perhaps. So we are going to go to the documents that we're uploading. And I'm going to just pick a bunch. Let's do that. Then we have around 10 documents in the library. I like round numbers. So we're going to just select the documents we want to upload from Windows Explorer, drag and drop. Now let me just get this out the way. Right, and I can see items are being uploaded. And you can see that these are, they've been uploaded and I can see them in here, but I can also see that they